Hey guys, we're going to do a tradition in my class this week. We're going to switch gears a little bit for those of you guys who are working on AutoCAD. We're going to do the infamous pumpkin. So hopefully I can get a couple printed off this year. We'll probably do a little competition to see whose designs are the best, if the printer works, of course. But we're going to make something like this, but yours is going to have a nice face on it or a scary face or whatever. So we're going to start it off with this. So for those of you guys who are new, I'm going to walk you through this step by step. For those of you guys who have done this before, it's going to be very, very simple. There's a few little tricks in it as you go through this, but hopefully this will be pretty good for you. All right, so you got to click on the eye up here, which also is called the application menu, and you're going to go new. So do that real quick, and then you're going to click on standard in.ipt. For those who don't know, this is your basic drawing file in this program. Okay? All right, so you get this screen that looks like this. So you're going to hit up here where it says Start 2D Sketch. So click that, and you're going to get this little three-plane thing here. And I'm going to go on the XY plane, which is always right here. That's where you usually draw at in AutoCAD or something else. Okay. Now, okay, so go up under Spline, and I want you to hit the Interpolations line. Not the control vertex, but make sure you get this third one down. And then you're going to click a series of different dots, like so. You should probably have about 6 or 7 of them. I'll keep it around that number. And once you get it done, you're going to press the check mark. The key is to make this look like kind of a heart. Okay? If you don't like how it looks, you are free to be able to move these things around before you really get too deep into this. Something like this should be okay. All right? It's very important that this dot and this dot line up. If you don't do that, then it's really going to make this almost impossible. So once you have that done, then you should be good. Okay, your next step is to press the Finish Sketch button for those of you guys who are new and don't know what the next step is. Okay. All right. Next, we're going to make a series of what's called planes. So what you do is you click on this plane right here, you click this dot, and then you click the line. Okay? So you're going to do this throughout the entire thing. Click dot, click line. Plane, click dot, click line. You get the point real quick. Plane, click dot, click line. Okay? So do this on all of them, and then we'll get to the next step. Okay? Go ahead and go. Okay. So hopefully you've gotten all these done. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Before we go much further, do me a favor. Please save this. This becomes a really big file, and I don't want you to lose this. I'm going to name it Pumpkin 2015 because I have a couple of them. Okay. So there we go. Now we're saved. We're going to save frequently. Okay. So go ahead and click this plane here, and you see this little button right here that says Create Sketch. Click that. All right. We're drawing on this sketch right here. I know it's really hard to see because you got all this other stuff in the way, but trust me, you're drawing on that dot right there. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to make a series of, where is it? Series of ellipses. There it is. First one's going to be very small. So we're going to go out about this way, about like that. Okay? So draw this first ellipse out, and then press Finish Sketch. This is very repetitive after a few minutes. So you're going to click on the next plane, you're going to click on New Sketch. You see where you have this, I'm drawing right here. It might be a little hard to see. If you don't know where you're at, press Shift and scroll, and your crosshair should be there. Once you get that done, if you press right, it should line you back up. Okay, so you're always on this crosshair right here. Ignore all the rest of them. Okay, I'm going to move my screen back over. Okay, so do another ellipse. This one's going to be a little bit bigger. About like that should work. Press Finish Sketch. Okay, guess what? Go to your next one. I'm pressing Shift and scroll if you don't know what I'm doing. So I'm going to click the next plane. You have to click the plane, not the dot. You hit Finish Sketch again. This is going to be a little bit bigger now. So I'm going to go about right there. Press finish sketch. Okay. Hit this, do it again. Okay. These should be really, really wide now. Not super duper wide, but just make these ones a little bit bigger. You'll see why once we get this thing going. So keep going up. This one should start to go a little bit smaller now. Because we're coming around the horn here, if I can use a baseball term. Going to start getting a little bit smaller as you finish this out. So keep going up throughout this, making these things a little bit tinier as we go through it. And the last one should be about the same size as your first one. Okay, so do that please, and then we'll see where we're at. Okay, so if you haven't done it, go ahead and start to do this. Okay, hopefully you got this part done. Now the next thing we're going to do, a loft. So we're going to click on Loft next, and you're going to start to click each and every one of these. As you see, you're starting to make what is one of the curves on your pumpkin. All right, so go ahead and do a loft and click on each and every one of these, and it should make this nice smooth transition. And then go ahead and press OK. All right, I'm noticing that mine's going to be really fat right here. I don't like how this looks. So if I move my mouse up and down here, I can see my planes. And if I click on one of my work planes, I can see where I'm at there. So I need to go back to that one. Actually, if you press this plus here, you can go down on your sketches. Sketch 5, I'm too fat. And you're going to diet. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to drag it in a little bit. And once I hit my finished sketch, you see how it makes that nice little adjustment there. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. All right, so go ahead and save once you find a shape that you're pretty content with. Now if you want to do more of a flat side, you're welcome to move things up and down. It's entirely up to you. All pumpkins are a little bit different. Okay, hopefully you've saved, because this next step is known to cause the computers to crash. Aren't you happy about that? All right, we're going to hit on circular pattern here. Okay, you're going to click your feature, which it should be already chosen for you. And so you're going to choose your loft feature right here. Rotation axis is the next thing that you're going to click. So you're going to click this arrow, then you go to the origin. Now you see here, as you go up and down here, you're going to try to find what is, for me, the y-axis. All depending on how you started will dictate how this is going to work, but it should be the one that touches both points. So you're going to click here. You see how it's starting to make this little round part? You're going to type 24. Why 24? Because I said so. Press OK and wait. Hopefully it will work. It could take up to 2 minutes, all depending. Yay, mine finished. Okay. When it went through this, don't touch anything. Don't start clicking around, because the more you click, the more likely your computer's ready to crash. So hopefully you got this part done. Hopefully you have some success. Once again, save and save often. That way you can have this, and if you make a mistake, you can come back. Okay, now I'm sure the gray pumpkin is going to drive you nuts. So if you click on this default button right here, you're welcome to change the color to whatever it is that you like. Just to keep things pumpkin-y, I'm going to make mine orange. You click orange, and now it's pumpkin. Okay. Next, go find a picture of a pumpkin that you wish to carve out. It's entirely up to you. Don't care. Just know that some things I can print and some things I cannot. Like I said, we're going to have a little competition to see who's are the best, and I'll print off the top couple of every class, assuming the printer works. Last year they weren't very good, so hopefully you guys will do really good this year. There were some good last year, but hopefully you guys will really try to make something really fun. If you have gaps, you're going to have to go back and redo this. So you can go back here and you can change things still if you have gaps in your pumpkin. Hopefully you will not, and you did it right the first time. Okay. All right. So I'm assuming by now you've looked and you found yourself a picture. So here's how you put in a picture. First thing we need to do is make another plane. All right. I'm going to put a plane right through the middle. So I'm going to click on the XY plane. All right. And what you do is you go to this down arrow right here and you go offset from plane. I did that the wrong order. Oh well. I'm going to click on the XY plane. I'm going to drag this forward. It doesn't matter how far forward that you actually drag it, because all of our numbers are going to be different based on how big you do this. So I'm just going to click here, check this, click the little square, and press New Sketch. All right. Mine's backwards. I'm going to flip it around so it's straight. Okay. So next I have to insert my image. Up here at the top, you see where it says image? Click it. All right, go find your image. Hopefully I can find mine. Oh, look, there it is. Isn't he cute? Dock it right here. If you don't like the scale and size, you can click on it and you can make it bigger by just dragging off one of the corners. So go ahead and put your little face in here. If you want to find a pumpkin like I did, you can, or you can just find a picture, whatever you will. Just don't make it too overly complicated. Don't put a dragon in there. It's going to be hard. Okay, so next you're going to trace this out. Well, guess what we're going to use, folks? We're going to use the interpole spline one more time. Because, of course, when you're carving out a pumpkin, you want to have all the fun curves and that kind of stuff. So click, 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 click. Keep clicking around until you find it. If that thing gets in your way, just hold down your scroll key just to kind of move it out. I'm going to press that because it's starting to get a little bit weird here. And then I'm going to start a new one to be able to get this thing around. If you want to use the mirror command, I can show you how to do that. Please make sure this cuts all the way through. If you don't have this fully connect, just like when you did your tracing, it's not going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick. I may pause my video just for the sake of boredom here, and just so we can get all this stuff in. I did the other eye while you were watching. You also can use basic lines if you have a lot of straight lines like I do here. This should only take a second. Watch out for the constraints, which you may find annoying. You see these little symbols popping up next to it. Those are okay. They may get annoying after a while. You cannot turn them off. You have to deal with them. The only way to really get around them is to zoom in and try to zoom around things, but they're really harmless. They're like a snap kind of for those who are new in this. Okay, so I got my guy drawn out. Okay? Okay, you'll notice that I've just paused this and I jumped around real quick. Oh, because I want to show you something. I have a problem right here, and I couldn't do my next step until I did so. So I need to fix this. You can't have this thing loop. So if you had a loop like I did by accident, it won't work. Okay, so go ahead and press your Finish Sketch button. And then go ahead and press Extrude. And you're going to click all these things that you made. Like I said, if you don't do it right, you're going to have to redo it. Okay, so when you first put this down, you see I was on Extrude. This little dialog box is right here. I like using this. I'm going to click Cut, and it's going to cut things back. All right, so I can grab this arrow right here, and I'm just going to move it back until I see it slice through my object. And as you see here, it is cut through my object. If you want to use your number, you're welcome to. Either way, it's fine. Okay, press OK. And this thing went away. If you hate this thing in front of it, right-click on it, and you can uncheck the visibility. And there's my pumpkin guy. All right, just for the sake of effects, I want you to now right-click on this extrusion. And let me move my screen down. If you right-click on this, you see where it says Properties. You can click on this, and you can change the body to black or something else like that. That way, it's a little bit more visible. All right, he's looking really good. Okay, I think in order to make this really simple this year and not try to get into the whole rendering stuff, let's do a snippet of this and upload it to Edmodo, and that will save me some time at the end. So if you go to your screen, you can just press your basic snipping tool, which I actually have right here on my computer. Go New. Just going to do a quick crop of this. Save it. Pumpkin 2015. Please put your name on it too. Save it. Upload it to Edmodo. And your pumpkin is now complete. Hope you had fun making it. Hopefully yours will be the best. Not yours, but the other guy next to you. Well, maybe yours. All right. Bye, guys.